Hello, Tim from Fairplay now on the 23rd of May 2024. So, I'm sure everybody watching this has heard by now, here in the UK, at least, probably worldwide, that on the 4th of July, we will be having a general election. We always knew it was going to be at some point in 2024, but the date's been announced now, and it looks like, bizarrely, they've chosen American Independence Day to have our general election this year, 4th of July. So that means that probably, well, I certainly regard it as most definitely the most despicable, evil, disgusting, disgraceful, criminal government that this country has ever seen will finally be out of power in only a few weeks' time. So that is one positive. And the new government, well, I think it's going to be a government coming in who are going to admit that the whole Lurgy thing was a hyped up load of nonsense. They're going to start admitting that the things that go in there aren't that great and that there's a serious problem around those. They're going to sort of get rid of all the free speech stuff, the censorship stuff. They're going to allow free speech again everywhere. They're going to sort of speak out about what's going on up in the skies and stop that from happening ever again. They're going to speak out about all of the other stuff that we're concerned about. They're going to announce the immediate withdrawal from all of these international bodies, the UN, the WHO, the WEF. They're going to say, right, we're out of all of that. We're not going to pay any more money. We're also going to withdraw all of our involvement from any and every war that's going on around the world. No more money from this country for any of that lot either. And it's going to be fantastic, isn't it? The new government are going to be fantastic. Well, I don't think they will be. We all know that I've been talking a load of nonsense there, and that's not going to happen. And in actual fact, the next government are likely to be even worse. We're in the very unfortunate position in this country that we're going to be getting rid of an absolutely appalling government, and we're going to get one coming in who are even worse. If such a thing is possible, they're going to be even worse. So that is, I think, the situation we are looking at. And it's likely to be Labour who come in. I'm really hoping that they're not going to get in with a big majority, with a landslide or anything like that. Hopefully at most they'll just get a tiny majority, maybe even be forced to form a minority government or a coalition government. So at least they'll be held in check a little bit, although whatever party they kind of sort of partner up with are likely to be another group of puppets. We're just going to be getting rid of one lot of puppets, aren't we, to be replaced by another lot of puppets who are just going to be carrying on with all of the disgraceful and disgusting agendas. So I can't get excited about this general election. And I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably feel the same. We're likely to go, really, as that old saying goes, out of the frying pan and into the fire. That is literally the choice we're looking at here in the UK. So I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. I know I was saying a few weeks ago that I probably wouldn't be voting at all. That's a good way of registering your sort of discontent, just by helping to up the non-turnout or low turnout figures. It kind of helps to add an air of illegitimacy if a government gets elected but the elections had a really low turnout. So that could be one way to go. I could go in there and spoil my vote and register my disapproval for the system that way, although I'm still kind of participating within it by going in there in the first place. And then we've also got tactical voting. If I get a really good independent MP, let's say someone from the freedom movement or one of the Stand in the Parks people who I know are kind of standing for my local MP, I'd sort of most likely go in and sort of vote for them. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that things will be very different with this election. I'm hoping there's going to be enough people disenchanted with both the Conservatives and the Labour Party. Like I was saying in yesterday's video, there's some signs that I'm seeing that that's very much the case. Very long-term voters of both parties are really kind of totally fed up with both of them, just regarding them as kind of a uni party. And it would just be so good if the majority of people in this country who are going to be going to the polling stations on July the 4th sort of just start seeing through both Labour and Conservatives and start voting for any independent people who are standing, or maybe people who are from more minor parties who have got the true values of this country that we used to have. The things that we stand for, or at least should stand for, such as freedom, freedom of speech, bodily autonomy, and all of the rest of it, that we get decent people who support all of that kind of thing and who don't support degeneracy, quite honestly, and sort of have people like that to vote for. That's who we want. We don't want people who represent sort of large parties who just dance to the tune of people who have got hidden agendas and who basically are against our society, our way of life, and who want to destroy it, quite honestly. So it would be great if the vast majority of the UK population wake up or have woken up to this and start kind of voting for smaller parties and independents. That would be fantastic. I think there are signs that there are people like that out there, as I say, and I think really the system could be facing a shock. Who knows? After all, it wouldn't be a first. The elections and votes that happened in 2016, there was two of them. I won't go into them too much here, but there were two different votes that shook the establishment and powers that shouldn't be to the core, and that could happen again. It happened before, so it could happen again. Who knows? But it'd just be fantastic, wouldn't it, if it'd be July the 5th, once the election results come in. We don't mess around in this country. You literally have the election one day, and then the next day the old lot are out the door and the new lot are straight in. We don't hang around with these things in this country. It all happens really fast. So on July the 5th, wouldn't it be fantastic if neither Labour or the Conservatives got hardly any votes, lost many seats between them, and the balance of power lay with kind of a coalition of independents and smaller sort of parties who would somehow then form a government which would hopefully be in favour of freedom of speech, basically, and freedom, and not in favour of tyranny and not in favour of the globalists. Because that's what I think it boils down to. There's only two ways you can vote in this general election. One is for the globalists and tyranny, and two would be for freedom and the way of life that we really should be having here. That's the only two ways you can vote, and that means you really can't be voting for either or any of the major parties. That would go really for the Liberals and the SNP and all of that sort of thing as well, and the Green Party even. So that's just a few thoughts I've had. Like I say, I'm going to have a serious think about what I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks leading up to polling day. Yeah, I really can't say I'm excited. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be just a handing over from one group of puppets to another group. But I could be wrong. I could be very pleasantly surprised. And you know me, I'm always an optimist, a little bit of a dreamer, you might accuse me of. I don't mind if you do that. But wouldn't it be absolutely fantastic if on July the 4th, the American Independence Day, it proved to be our Independence Day as well, because the vast majority of people decided, you know what, I'm sick of Labour, I'm sick of the Conservatives, I'm sick of the whole mainstream thing. I'm going to vote for my local independent candidate because they just look like an ordinary person who are just standing up for their community and aren't interested in anything else, any kind of corruption or anything like that. Who knows, that could happen. And yeah, puts a whole new spin, doesn't it, or wouldn't it, on Independence Day. So with that, I'm going to leave it. Back soon. Tim from Fair Play now. Thanks for watching.